A very good morning to one and all. It is indeed a great pleasure to welcome all the delegates who have gathered here to attend the international conference on advances in medicine, science, engineering, and management. So this is actually the fourth conference organized by New Research and Innovation Society. In this conference, we have Honorable Principal Scientist, Senior Principal Scientist, and Professor uh, from National Physical Laboratory, Government of India. We are honored to have him as the chief guest of this conference. I welcome him. Uh, I welcome Professor Balamuralidharan,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
convener of the conference, and I welcome Dr. Vivekanand, technical committee member of the conference, professor of chemistry from Savita University. I also welcome all, Professor Saxena from Compucom Institute of Technology, the vice rector from Samarkand University, Uzbekistan, and everyone to this international conference. I once again welcome one and all to this international conference. I hope you will have a happy meeting for the next 3 days. I now, before introducing the chief guest, I invite Professor Balamuralidharan to say about the conference.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, happy morning to all. Is it audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Happy morning to all for this morning wonderful session. I would like thank to for this AIMSEM 2024, 28 to 30 this month, June 2024. First of all, I would like thank to our chief guest, Dr. N. Vijayan, Senior Principal Scientist, guest of honor, Professor Agmal, and our principal and research collaboration institute, Principal Dr. Agas Saxena, and thank to our conference chair, Dr. P. Kamaraj. Actually, the New Rhines we started. New Rhines is an emerging scientific and professional research organization from India, established in the year of 2023. Last year we started. New Rhines aims to develop the research and connect to the scholars, scientists, and academicians and professionals from all over the world. New Rhines is organizing the international conferences, workshop, FTP, STTP, seminar, webinar, training programs in collaborations with the international universities and reputed and top institution in India for the benefit of the researchers and the academic professionals in the world. New Rhines also providing the online offline award and annual and life membership also. Already we completed three international conferences. First international conferences we collaborate from Ethiopia. We collaborate from Ethiopia. That is Rostam 2023. Our second one, the Comet 2023. This is also we collaborate from some foreign university, Ghana, West Africa. Comet 2023, Computer Science and Mathematics. Third international conference, 2 days we conducted on online, 1 day offline. For the Royal of Chennai, or Autumn 2024. We completed. April 18, 20 and 21 completed. That's a conference, recent trends in engineering and management. Then some other foreign conference also we collaborated right now. Lot of workshop also we completed. Monthly wise we completed lot of workshop. MATLAB programming, MATLAB programming 1 week already we completed November month 2023. Then workshop, paper writing, paper review and professional writing workshop also, PQ workshop, and artificial intelligence and emerging real time applications also completed 3 days workshop. Future ready skills workshop is also training, we will completed already. These types of lot of workshop we completed already. uh, then Sir, keep best
Yes, sir.
on. Okay, sir. On
I will.
behalf of the entire conference organizing committee, I extend our heartfelt gratitude for gracing us with your presence and wisdom of our esteemed chief guest. Your
Thank you, sir.
inspiring words, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Invaluable, sir. It's very valuable.
Yeah.
Sir,
Thank
please,
you,
please
Professor.
take over, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
take over, sir. Please take over.
Thank you, Professor. Uh, so I take this opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Honorable Chief Guest, Senior Principal Scientist from Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research. Uh, Professor Vijayan is now currently the Senior Principal Scientist and Professor of Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research, Government of India. And he did his PhD in Material Science from Anna University in the year 2005. He got his PG MPhil degree from Bharadasan University, Trichy. His MSc degree also from Bharadasan University, Trichy. He has published in SCI journals over 230 papers, and non-SCI journals more than 10 papers. Um, and he has presented papers and abstracts in over 201 conferences, and he has also authored book chapters. Um, he has a vast experience in research. His he has got granted a patent on a semiconductor monocrystal growth system by variable growth speed. Uh, he has the honors, awards, and fellowships from various agencies. He received award, to say a few, Young Achiever Award 2022 from Indian Science and Technology Association, Chennai. Raman Research Fellowship 2021, sponsored by CSAR, New Delhi. Then Dr. S. Gunasekharan Award in the area of spectroscopy by Amat University, Chennai. Outstanding researcher and scholar icon 2017 by Jupiter Journal Consortium, Chennai in the year 2017. Bharat Excellence Award 2014 for outstanding contribution to material science, and it was awarded by the International Friendship Forum, New Delhi in the year 2014. And he has got many such awards from prestigious CSR also. Uh, and he has got, even in the studentship, he has got many awards. And he's a member in National Academy of Sciences, and he was elected a fellow of Academy of Sciences, Chennai. Uh, he was the principal investigator for many projects, particularly BND project, a grant of 32.5 crore, sponsored by MOC and CSIR. He was a group head in BND group of BND division, CSIR NPL, and he is a reviewer in many reputed journals, and he is also a member of academic boards of various universities. He has delivered many invited talks in reputed conferences, and even in New Reigns, he has delivered a talk in the first conference organized by Neurons in the year 2023 in October. We are honored to have him in the conference, and he has got he has got exposure to research in yeah, significant areas in physics. I am very so his biography goes vast. So I stop it here for want of time. I am pleased to introduce our the chief guest, Honorable Senior Principal Scientist. We welcome you, sir. Now you can take over the session.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
So, thank you, Professor, for your detailed introduction. Thank you very much. And
Thank you,
also, I am thanking you for giving the excellent chance in order to interact with the young, dynamic intellectuals. So, good morning and vanakkam to each one of you who is attending the International Conference on Medicine, Science, Engineering, and Management virtually. So, today we are living in the more advanced scientific world, and we know that from the past few decades, our science and technology, it is drastically increasing, and new innovations are coming day by day. So these are all the outcomes of the advanced science and technology. But whenever we are talking about the science and the technology, it should be useful for the society. So that's what I have to congratulate the conference chair, Professor Kamaraj sir, for his excellent, innovative, and then nicely he coined the title International Conference on Medicine. That is very important now. Science, anyway, we are doing science and technology. Engineering for making the new innovations, and management. So he is covering almost in all sectors of our day-to-day life. Congratulations, sir, for your dedicated work. And we know that for organizing such an international conference is not a easy job. And you have taken the pain, and I am congratulating all your team members for this excellence. And I want to give you a few examples. Now we are living in 2024. You can take almost more than 100, 200 years before. The emperors and then kings, what they lived their life, now you can compare. Even a poor man, he is living and he is enjoying the facility more than that of the emperors and then kings, what they lived their life almost more than 200, 300 years before. This is because of the science and technology. And whenever we are talking about the science and technology, and we have to see our past, how we have traveled. You can take the example of simplest example in the field of engineering, automobiles. When the first invention of the automobiles, when they invented and the car started running, whenever they are putting a petrol of 1 liter, it has given only distance of travel covering was 2 kilometers. Now you can imagine the same automobile, whenever we are putting now 1 liter of petrol, it is going almost, it is covering 20 kilometers per liter. Now you can imagine almost 10 times. That is called the innovations in the science and technology. That is called the new model of technique for the future generations. Now we can say that nature has given everything for our needs. Whenever we are doing science and technology, at the same time, we have to keep in mind that we should not pollute our mother earth. Science has given everything. Nature has given everything for our needs, not for our greeds. The greeds are the responsible for spoiling the environment. Nature has given free of cost water. Nature has given free of cost oxygen. Nature has given free of cost energy. But we started polluting our water medium, and finally we are purchasing a water of 1 liter equal to 30 to 40 rupees. It is almost, we can say, 40% of the cost of petrol. Now we have to think how we are doing the science and technology. At the same time, whenever we are talking about the science and technology, it should be useful for the society. You can take the word of science. What is science? Science is nothing but it has to give the solutions for the problems faced by the general citizens. That is called the science. See, for example, now we are talking about the plastic waste. Whenever we can able to say that in our house, inside our house, it is neat and clean. Maybe our campus may be neat and clean. Whenever we are going out on the street, we can able to see lot of plastic pollutions. Whenever we are started seeing the plastic pollutions, immediately we used to blame the government. Government is not taking any step. Politicians are not making stringent rules. But you can realize by yourself that it is not fault of the government. It is not the fault of the politicians. Who invented the plastic? We are all the researchers. We are all the academicians. We only invented the plastic. We have given the plastic to the general public for their usage. But we have not given the solution for the recycling of the plastic. Now, it is beyond our control. Every year, every day, thousands of tons of plastics are piling up. Whether we are having the proper recycling technology, by doing the science and technology, we have given any solution, any fruitful solution to the government, then how we are blaming the government? How we can able to blame the politicians? It is not their fault. And in addition to that, you can see, whenever we are doing this type of science, whenever we are doing this type of new innovations by damaging, by destroying the Mother Earth, then we can't able to flourish in our life. Because our forefathers, without damaging the earth, they have given to us. That is our moral responsibility to transform or to transfer whatever we got it from our forefathers to the next generation without polluting. We are all the Homo sapiens. Now you can imagine, nature has given free of cost energy. But we started burning the coal. We started burning the coal without utilizing the natural energy, and we nowadays, unexpected rain. The Antarctic glaciers are started getting melting because our global warming is another main threat. Whether we are having the new alternative solutions for that. So like that, we can able to say n number of things. And whenever we are doing science, whenever you are coming into the field of science, we should not say that I am a physics, I am a chemist. We can able to say that we are all researchers. Whenever you can take any one of the product, you can take the simple example of the cell phone. It is not the invention from the physicist. It is not the invention from the chemist. It is the cumulative effort of everyone. Some mathematical modeling is there. Some scientific principles like physics principles are there. Some chemical components are there. So we have to keep in mind that whenever we are talking about the scientific products, it is the cumulative effort of each and every one. Here I want to make your attention that, Winston Churchill, he mentioned clearly that empires of the future will be the empire who is going to rule their mind. Earlier days, we used to say that empire or emperor mean whenever he used to fight with the other nations and he used to grab the land. But the future emperor or future empire will be who is going to rule their mind. They are the future emperors. That means who is going to do the excellent science, they are the future emperors or empires. And I want to make your another attention that almost a few months before we celebrated the National Science Day, everyone knows about the 28th February we used to celebrate because the great scientist Sir C.V. Raman, he discovered the Raman effect in 1928. He got the Nobel Prize in 1930. Now we are living 2024. After 6 years, we are going to celebrate the 100th years of Raman's innovation. Now, you can just rewind yourself Raman is an Indian. He got the Nobel Prize from India, and we are all very proud. After Raman, nobody thought of getting the Nobel Prize. Almost 100 years going to be. And another very sad information is Raman is an Indian. That is very proud. He designed the equipment in India. That is also we are very proud. And he got the Nobel Prize in 1930. That is also very proud. But another sad information or another sad part is now we are purchasing Raman spectrometer from Germany. Now we are purchasing Raman spectrometer from Japan. This scenario we have to change. We are all the youngsters. And in one of the conference, one of the participants, he interacted that we got the independence in 1947, almost more than 75, 76, 77th year. But we are calling India is the developing nation. But the countries, they got the independence almost the similar time in 1947. They became developed nations. What is the main difference between the developed nation and the developing nation? Very clear-cut answer. Developed nations, they are making their knowledge into wealth. Developed nations, they are selling their knowledge and they are gaining the wealth. That's what they are all developed nations. What is the main difference in developing nation? We are also having the same brain, but our knowledge, we are not transforming into the products. Our knowledge, we are not transforming into devices. Our knowledge, we are keeping in the library. How we are keeping our knowledge in the library? For example, I am a MSc student or I am a MTech student. At the final year of my course, post-graduation, I have to submit my thesis report. Or if I am a PhD student, I have to submit my thesis report. I am gaining the knowledge from the past few years. I am making, but without making the products, I am compiling the thesis, and the thesis I am binding and then I am displaying in the library. My next generation of students, they are coming and they are seeing my thesis. They are adding some delta X additions, and again they are compiling their thesis, and again that also will be displayed in the library. Now you can imagine our knowledge, it is not going beyond our library. We are keeping our knowledge in the library level only. That's what they used to mention, that developed nations, they are making their knowledge, they are selling their knowledge, and they are developing the wealth. But in our nation, we are keeping our knowledge and we are not transforming our knowledge into the devices or products, and we are displaying our knowledge in the library only. So that is the main difference. So the youngsters particularly, so we have to take the pledge. I have to work for the nation. I have to work for the society. I have to make some inventions. I have to make some innovations. You can take our history. When the initial science and technology has slowly emerged, those days from Aryabhatta to Abdul Kalam, we are having excellent, gigantic scientific field members. But now, we are not up to the mark in the science and technology. That means, I am saying that we have to make the devices from the knowledge what we are gaining. We have to make the products from the knowledge what we are gaining from the past more than 20 to 25 years in our education system. So, my dear friends, I hope this conference 28, 29 and then 30, it will give you a great revolution in your research life. Definitely these 3 days, I know that many of the eminent personalities, they are going to discuss their new innovations. Their knowledge they are going to disseminate. So I am requesting all the youngsters, you have to gain the knowledge. You have to take the knowledge. And at the same time, you have to take the pledge that, yes, I am one of the researchers in my nation. I gained the knowledge in my nation. I got the education in my nation. Government has given subsidized rate of education. But at the same time, government is asking, do something for our society. Now you can take the example of our total population. India is more than 140, 150 crores of Indian total population. Now you can go and then see Indian roads are filled with foreign cars. In our house, domestic products, you can see television is made from some other country. Refrigerators are made from some other country. Even our cell phones are made from some other country. See, now, by seeing that every day, everyone has to take the pledge that slowly, we have to make ourselves that self-reliance. It is not necessary to depend on other nations. It is not necessary to depend the other countries. We are having our own geographical system. You know, the peculiar example is the air conditioner invention. You know who invented the air conditioner? The country doesn't require the air conditioner, they invented the air conditioner. See, by seeing this, you know, Indian total population 140 crores, in that less than 40 years of age, more than 40 crores. Almost 5 times of Japan, 7 times of Germany and then other European nations. Now you can imagine, we can do enormous things. We can do wonders in the world. Always remember, science means it is common to everyone. Science is not to belong to a particular nation. Science is not to belong to a particular community. Science is not having any boundaries. Science means science for everyone. Scientific inventions for the society. Scientific innovations always we need for the betterment of our next generation. Now, Government of India, they are encouraging for the electric vehicles. Always remember, we have to support the government. But at the same time, whenever we are using the electric vehicles based on lithium batteries or some other batteries, but after 3, 4, 5 years, we have to replace that, whether we are having proper recycling policy. So we have to make the recycling policy by doing the research, and we have to give the proposals to the government. Slowly, India, now it is in the developing nation. I hope with all your support, soon it will be a developing into developed state. Immediate transformation we need. That's what I always urge, that we need a self-reliance. Vikshit Bharat. So with this, I am thanking each and everyone for your patience, and I am thanking Professor Kamaraj for he has extended this guest of honor to me, or the chief guest for this international conference. I am thanking each one of you, and I hope the coming 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, you will be getting excellent knowledge you are going to share with the other members, and I hope this platform, it will definitely give you a betterment in your life. And at this juncture, I am congratulating the conference chair and his dedicated team members for his meticulous arrangements. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the inspirational talk, and we are honored to listen to you, sir. I hope the youngsters will be very happy to have listened to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I now shall I invite Dr. Akash Saxena, guest of honor, to say a few words, sir. So, Dr. Akash Saxena from Compucom Institute of Technology. Sir, he is on.
Sir, he's not there, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I now hand over the session to Dr. Balamuralidharan. Kindly proceed, sir. Now we will start with the first invited talk by Dr. Neelima, Vice Principal of the Medical College. Kindly proceed, sir.
Sir, please,
Yes, sir.
Please introduce, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay,
Okay, okay. Because time over 10:31. Okay.
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 Welcome, Dr. Neelima, madam. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome, madam.
Thank you.
Let
Thank
me
you, sir.
introduce. Let me introduce the first invited speaker of the international conference, AIMSEM 2024. Dr. Neelima is currently the Vice Principal Academics, Professor and Head, Department of Anatomy, Geetham Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, Geetham deemed to be University, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Her areas of expertise are embryology, neuroanatomy, gross anatomy, osteology, genetics, microscopic anatomy, community health, psychology, medical education. Uh, she is a member of editorial boards of reputed journals. She has received 4 awards from reputed agencies. She has published over 58 research papers in indexed journals of repute. She has authored a book, and she has been guest speaker and invited speaker, and she has chaired technical sessions in the international conferences and seminars. She has also published 4 book chapters, and she is a reviewer of research papers in journals, and she has participated in many continuing medical education programs, and she has got over 20 years of experience in teaching in subdivisions of human anatomy for the undergraduate and postgraduate students of medical, dental, paramedical, physiotherapy, and nursing. She has experience in the department, in this department from the beginning, and she has developed a museum and laboratories. She had been involved in specimen preparation, slide preparation, cadaver preservation, etc. She is a member of Board of Studies for MBBS in the Geetham University, and she is a member of different agencies. With this short introduction, I welcome Dr. Neelima. Welcome, madam. The
Thank
session
you,
is
sir.
yours. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
So thank you for the warm welcome. I take this privilege in thanking the wonderful organizing committee for organizing such a wonderful event, international conference. I would like to share my presentation.
Yes, madam.
Please wait a second. Sir, can you see my presentation?
Yes, madam. It's visible, madam.
Slide share mode. So just I'm searching for the slide share mode.
It is visible, no?
Madam, it is already available, madam. It is visible.
Visible.
I'm
It's on
just
the
trying
screen.
to change the
Slide.
sharing.
Okay. Yes.
Can you please help me with this? It's not changing. The slide is not changing.
Madam,
I'm
you
just
go to the you go to the slideshow.
Madam, your slide below right hand side, you will see, madam. Fourth box, 1, 2, 3. Fourth box. Fourth box,
yes,
one
sir.
cup.
This is not opening actually.
Oh, it's not opening. Okay.
You can even close and again share it, madam. In
Okay.
case.
So now I think it's visible.
Yes, madam, visible, madam.
The slide is changed, no, sir?
No, not changed, madam. Yeah, yes, madam. Second page.
Now it came to second page.
Yes, madam.
Okay, sir. Shall I start?
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for this opportunity. Thank you, wonderful team, New Rains Association, for organizing this such an international conference, such a huge conference. Thank you for this. Today, the topic of my presentation is the academic essence of Human Anatomy Museum in Science and Medicine. We all know about the museums present in different departments of the science, medicine, and other paramedical departments. The museums play a major role in imparting education, and also the displays and the exhibits which are present in the museum, they are self-explanatory. With this introduction, I just want to present my today's topic under these following headings: introduction, exhibits in the museum, preparation and preservation of wet specimens, mandatory requirements and maintenance, innovation, and finally the academic activities what we do in our museum. So let me first start by introducing anatomy. So I think most of you know what is anatomy, human anatomy. It is a branch of science that deals with the structural organization of human beings. So we all know human being, the structure is a most complicated structure starting from a microscope. We see the tissue and cell in the microscope to a big structure like a macroscope. We see gross anatomy. There are so many sections in anatomy. This study of anatomy is essential. It forms the basic science and it is essential in learning the medicine, nursing, paramedical and MLT, physiotherapy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, and even biotechnology. So nowadays, this human anatomy is also expanding its role in like some courses like MBA hospital administration also. So most of the students who would like to join all these courses, they are first encountered with this anatomy, which is the huge subject, and it is a beautiful subject in medicine. If you take this in medicine, we can just see the slide as a tree with a lot of leaves, and the stem is the anatomy, which by this we can see that the anatomy is taught. It is the language of medicine, because all the terms, all the whatever description or explanation regarding the human body which is given in anatomy, the terms will be followed for all the department, which you can see here, which are all the leaves of the different departments. There are 22 to 23 departments in medicine, which will follow the same terminology, which is first started in anatomy. So first we'll see what is anatomy. It is derived from ancient Greek. It is an age-old subject starting from 200 years before, where we found that there are some the anatomy is taken from the previous historical events. Like they have coined this term like anatome, that means cutting up. So we see previously they used to learn anatomy by just cutting up the bodies, where they want to explore how beautiful is the God's creation by just cutting up, that is by dissection. So just I wanted you to understand what is human anatomy. So this is a small slide showing what we do in first MBBS, because I am a professor and HOD of anatomy, and also I'm vice principal in this Geetham Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. We would take the first MBBS entire course is for 4.5 years plus 1 year internship, where we take first year, first subject the students come across is about the human anatomy. So here we are going to discuss 407 competencies. Entire subject is split into 407 competencies, which is the highest number among any subject across any discipline. And this is compressed to explain in the form of 210 lectures and 440 practical sessions. So just I would like to brief you how all this anatomy is divided into different sections. So one by one, just I'll brief out. We'll see first is regional anatomy. We just teach the anatomy in the form of upper limb, lower limb, thorax, abdomen, and pelvis, and head and neck. So we divide the entire body into different regions and go on explaining region by region. And there is another approach called general anatomy, which is a systemic wise approach, where we teach in the form of systems like the excretory system, the muscular system, the skeletal system, the nervous system, etc. And there is a separate section called the study of bones, where we teach the anatomy in the form of bones, osteology. So we have 206 bones in the entire body. Every bone is taught independently. Then coming to the microscopic anatomy, we call it as histology, which is the study of tissues and cells. Then coming to embryology, which is called the study of human development in the intrauterine life. So not only in the adult or adolescent or the aged people, we teach anatomy in embryology also. That is even before the baby is born. So what happens, how each organ is formed, and this is the actual interesting part of entire anatomy, how a small single cell will develop into a big human, which consists of all the organs. Such meticulously created embryo will be formed, and it will be transformed into a fetus, and which will be delivered after 280 days of gestation. And now coming to neuroanatomy. Neuroanatomy, we teach the study of brain, spinal cord, and nerves. So what are all the centers which will be controlled by this entire highest center, which is the brain and the spinal cord. The next section is on radiology, which is we tell about the normal x-rays, the radiological films like CT, MRI, ultrasound. So because which will be taken once any patient attends the hospital. So for any investigation, all these investigations should have a basic principle where they have to know about anatomy. So that is why the radiology is included in this. Next, coming to the surface anatomy, where we teach the underlying structures from the surface of the skin. So like for example, if we take heart, so we can see here the gross anatomy, we can see by dissection, you can see the entire skeleton, the histology in the view which is present in the form of microscope. This is the embryo which shows the embryology, this is x-rays, and this is the surface marking. For example, see the heart, you can see the underlying heart by marking some areas and pointing them and then drawing a line. So that is how we determine the underlying structures. That is called the surface marking. And clinical anatomy, how a patient comes with some presentations and we have to discuss the basic anatomy which is underlying this clinical condition. And finally, the genetics, which is the age-old concept and which is the mother of all the diseases. So, for example, if we have to see some of the cases which are running in the families, we should know the genetics, basics of the genetics, which will form a base for this anatomy. So I'll present with a quote: "The real museums are the places where the time is transformed into space." So the essential educational resources, so all this, such a huge amount of literature, whatever, the syllabus, the cognitive material, it has to be enclosed in some space. That space, we call it as a museum. So this essential educational resources, they enhance the learning experience. The museums, they house the meticulously preserved specimens, models, and interactive displays. And they provide a detailed and tangible understanding of the human body structure and function, which also includes the in-depth visual and practical experience. The anatomy museums, they help to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge, which the students learn from the notes or the textbook, into it is converted into a practical experience where they can see the specimen in reality and they can understand the subject in depth. These are some of the common exhibits which are present in the museum. In the following slides, I'll show you some of the pictures which are present in the museum, like we include wet and dry specimens, fetal specimens, brain specimens, osteology, and some anomalous anatomy. So now most of the specimens, the 80% of the human individuals will have similar structure which is present inside the body, which nobody can see. But there are some variations which is also included as anomalous anatomy. Coming to this slide, you can see so many bones which are arranged in our museum. All the following pictures
The
are
slide,
taken.
it is in the second slide only is there, madam. Not moving, madam.
Sir, it's not moving.
Yes, madam. It is in only second slide, madam. Introduction, content of the presentation only showing, madam, right now.
Now, sir?
Now change it, madam. Now only change it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
So, is there any lag, I think, sir? Now, sir?
Madam, now it's showing one diagram, madam. Page number.
Okay. Osteology.
Yes, madam. Astrology.
Page number 8. Yeah. I'll continue. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So this osteology, yes, these are all the bones you can see here. In so many, in our museum, we are exhibiting all these types of bones, which include the different bones which are present in the entire body. You can see here small bones, which are the bones of the hands and the feet. These are the bones of the ankle. These are the bones which are present in the head and neck. And you can see a small skull. This is the fetal skull, which is exhibited in the museum. And this is one more unique specimen we can see here. This is the cut section of a long bone, where you can see what is present inside also. So like that, there are some exhibits which are self-explanatory, and it can be used as a resource material. So I'm unable to change the slide.
But not change it. The same diagram only showing, madam.
Yes, sir. Now, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Oh. So this is one more picture of a wet specimen. So this is the wet specimen, means the specimen is immersed in a fluid. We call it as an embalming fluid, where we preserve the specimens. We meticulously do the dissection. All these dissections were done by the faculty and myself. So all these specimens are done by me only. And here you can see the entire lower limb which has been dissected, and then the fascia are all cleared, and then showing the muscles. And here you can see the upper limb, where the muscles of the forearm and the dorsum of the hand are being exhibited. And here you can see the viscera of the thorax, where you can see the lungs and the small heart. You can see here how the thoracic cage, after it is opened, it is present here. And this is the section of a brain. You can see the section of a brain, cerebral hemisphere, how it is present in the human. So these are all the exhibits which are present in the museum. Now I would like to show you the another slide. So can you see the slide? I can assess. The slide is changed, I think, sir.
Yes, madam. Change it, madam.
Yeah. So these are the specimens which show the embryology part, where the fetuses of different gestational ages are present here in this first slide. And the second one is a special slide where we rarely get a full-term fetus, which is 42 weeks, and it has been displayed in the museum. And this is one of the rarest slides, which is hardly seen in any other medical college, which we have with the sagittal section of a human fetus, where you can see what are all the structures which are developing in a human fetus. So these set of slides which are self-explanatory, and then we can assume that the museum will house a treasured specimens that can be learned by just sitting in front of the specimen, and then a practical experience can be gained. So we all wonder how these specimens are made, how these are preserved, and how they are coming into the jars which are filled with the fluid. And this fluid, we call it as an embalming fluid. And this fluid, it is made up of, these are all the components. We can see the first component is the formalin. Formalin usually we understand that the formalin is from it is used in so many areas nowadays. It is used in some beverages also. It is used in some beauty parlors, like for the keratin, for the dryness of for control, for nurturing the hair, etc. And it is also used for the nails. So this formalin also, it is a good preservative, antiseptic, which can control the putrefaction. So all this combination of this embalming fluid, it will be injected into one artery. You can see a small diagram here where you can see the tube which is entering into the femoral artery or the carotid artery. We can choose any one of the entry points where after death of the individual, this entire fluid is prepared, and then this fluid is injected into the body so that it is entering into all the arteries and all, and then it is percolating into the entire body. And this is the preservative fluid, and after this the body is kept for 1 hour, and then it is kept in the tank for lifetime. So this is a beautiful fluid which is called the Kaiser's embalming fluid, which is an ideal fluid for the preservation of wet specimens, where the process of embalming is done in the Department of Anatomy, and then the bodies are preserved, and these preservation will be under a tank, and then it will be used for the educational purposes. So this is all a legalized procedure, and where all the medical colleges all over the country will follow this one or the same principles according to the weather conditions, according to the region. The changing of the propositions may vary, but the fluid is preserving the cadaver, and then the cadavers are used for the dissection purpose. This is to provide hands-on experience for the student to understand the underlying human structures by doing practically, by having that real-time experience, rather than the other resources like technical resources like the anatomy or something like a digital anatomy, where it will give an understanding up to some extent, but the understanding of anatomy is complete only by doing on a cadaveric dissection. So with this, we will preserve the specimens, and then the specimens are kept in this embalming fluid, and then it is preserved in this form of on a table, and it can be preserved for a lifetime. So now and then we have to have some maintenance of this jars, so that some pressure leaks may be there, or some evaporation of the fluid will be there, because it is made up of formalin, and then the clarity of the fluid may decrease. So now and then it will be checked, and then the clarity of the specimen is made visible for the visitors. And then we can see here some of the information that is kept on the catalog boards, where we can see the information about this entire specimen is kept, and when anyone visits the museum, they can just see, and then they can learn from the information that is present on the museum. I would like to express the procedure here. The process of wet specimen is scrupulous, because it is very Herculean task that it is kept in the jar. It is having a formalin concentration, because formalin is irritable and volatile chemical, which will irritate the eyes, throat, and all the skin also. If the people have allergy, they have to pay some extra equipment to get rid of this. So while preparing this specimen, it is a difficult task, so that the preparation of this task is a meticulous thing, and then it can be maintained. So what are the mandatory requirements for a museum to be call it as a good museum and an excellent museum? So these are all the wet specimens. We include dry specimens also, and we include models also, which are present in the charts, in the form of charts, illustrations, and each museum should have a skeleton, a complete skeleton, or some of the bones which will depict the entire human body, some radiological films, and each museum should have the history of anatomy, all the scientists who have contributed in acquiring this knowledge in anatomy, and there should be a projection. So when any group of students, like from schools or from different colleges, they visit the museum for academic purposes, that has to be projected on the screen, and there should be some catalogs, and there should be some student activities, and there should be a place for the student to read. Now coming to this, we can see this specimen, where the specimens are arranged, and you can see some of the important specimens like the heart. These are all the real specimens which are made in the department, and this is the descending aorta. This is the specimen of a brain, and these are some anomalous specimens also which are collected here, and this is called the gastroschisis, where there is a congenital anomaly where all the intestines which are formed, which have to enter into the abdomen, they came out of the abdomen and the fetus was born dead. And this such type of specimens have been collected so that the whoever visits the museum, they should know what are all the anomalies also which are present in the while reading the subject. Now coming to the dry specimens. Coming to the dry specimens, these dry specimens, you can see these are made by a modeler or an artist, which is present for any museum. So these dry specimens, they can be handled easily without any allergy or something. They are dried and then they are artificial. They are artificial. They are just like the exhibits which are present, just like a chart or anything. And these are some of the scientists which are made in the department also. So they help to understand the subject in a more better way. And this section shows the radiological films which is incorporated in one side of the museum. This is another museum showing the different sections of the museum, like embryology, variant anatomy. This is fetal viscera, there is upper limb, lower limb, thorax, etc. So in this way, any museum can have different sections, but our museum in which where I'm working in the present institution, we have introduced something called innovation. Like, for example, a new thing that can be started in a museum, like the innovation in the form of a phylogenetic tree which is under process, and this some of the boards are made to make the museum more attractive, and these are all the instruments which we do the dissection with. So different types of instruments, when any student comes, we will ask what are these types of instruments so that they get some curiosity. And this is one more innovation that has been introduced in our department, where we can see here the human faces from the past 200, present, and the future 200 years. So we are all interested in our artificial intelligence, where the computer generated images are being done, and this has been made as a model so that can be creating some interest in the students who visit the museum. And this board we can see here, it is made up of original bones, and this O is made up of skull, and then some instruments are also included here. So this is a specimen showing the skeleton with the entire arterial system of the human body. So once we see this, we know how the blood flows through the arteries and then how it is going on, how we can see the pulse and all. And this is a unique specimen of neuraxis, where you can see the brain and the spinal cord, which is alone, which is hang down in a specimen. So that is how some innovation and some academic activities are being going on, which is an ongoing process, continuous process. So many school students will be visiting, will be teaching our medical students, and will be teaching some aspiring students in the form of a summer camp or etc. So every activity in the museum will be counted, because there will be a register which will be monitoring all this. So this has become a initiative in the department which I'm working here, where it will spread the knowledge. As sir was telling in the inauguration, that we have to spread the knowledge across the different institutions, across the different places, because whatever knowledge we have, the museum which house the knowledge, it is there to disseminate the entire information which is present in it. And this is the end of my slide. These are some of the references which I have made. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And these are all the different parts of our anatomy. And finally, I would like to end up with a quote, with a famous quote, that anatomy is the place where the conversations will cease, the laughter will depart, and this is the place where the death delights to help the living. Thank you one and all for giving this opportunity.
Welcome, Dr. Rajkumar. Good afternoon.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome,
Okay,
Dr. Rajkumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. And really pleasure to be here, sir.
Yeah. One second.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good afternoon to all the delegates, the invited speaker, Professor Balamuralidharan, convener of the conference. Let us start with a brief introduction of Dr. Rajkumar this afternoon session. So, Dr. Rajkumar is a versatile scholar who is deeply committed to sharing information. He is currently an associate professor in the data science and business systems at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Katangulathur, India. So he has considerable industry experience from HCL and IBM, and he has been in academic responsibilities for a good number of years, and he is he has authored a perceptive book, India 2030, which is very popular. Um, he is well acknowledged for his experience, which is demonstrated by his keynote talks in various programs organized by institutions, industries, government agencies, and so on. Even today, he has delivered a talk in a program organized by government of Tamil Nadu. So he is a very busy person. We are very happy to have him here, and he has a focus of research in the fields such as brain-computer interface, artificial intelligence, and extended reality. He has published a very good number of papers in reputed and prestigious international journals, and he has also presented papers in the international conferences and seminars. He holds the position of secretary at a prestigious organization called IET, Chennai, London, UK. He has authored so many technical articles on cutting edge technology in the renowned magazines like Manorama Yearbook, the Hindu Yearbook, etc. He is a dedicated person in education, research, and innovation. So, which makes him a very important asset in the academic and research area. So, with this short introduction of Dr. Rajkumar, we are happy to welcome Dr. Rajkumar to deliver an invited talk in the fourth international conference organized by New Research and Innovation Society. We had in the morning a talk by the senior principal secretary, NPL Government of India, and subsequent to that we had a oral session. So at the end of the talk by Dr. Rajkumar, we will have the second oral session today. Welcome, Dr. Rajkumar. You can deliver your address. Thank you.
And thank you for the inviting, sir. And it's a pleasure to be part of this conference. And shall I share the slides, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, sir. Shall I start now, sir?
Yeah, please, sir. Please.
Okay. And happy to part of this international conference on advances in medicine, science, engineering, and management. So, myself, Dr. Rajkumar. So, my topic is emerging technologies for business. So, why I am taking, because this conference is completely for the technologies, including the medicine, science, and engineering and management. But why I am taking, especially for the business, because so for that only, I have taken this topic. So we'll go for one by one. So first of all, you may give a small opinion from your side whether the technology is needed or wanted. So earlier, 20 years before, there is no mobile phone, but everyone having now smartphone. But other way, there is a over excess dosage of the technology also nowadays. AI and kind of the machine learning and many things are there. But whether so in our just our mobile phone, whether all the applications whichever we have installed it, whether we are actually operating every day, no, hardly we are operating only one or two mobile apps only per day. So the technology is actually sometimes it is needed and sometimes it is wanted. So this, I mean, there is a two kind of the scenario we can talk about it. And yes, these are the emerging technology at 2024, which is the IoT, Internet of Things. Without IoT nowadays, even there are many from the starting from the home automations and industry 4.0 and 3.0 or anything is kind of the IoT only. Then the next one is artificial intelligence. So the artificial intelligence is the now it is the fundamental for every kind of the job. So AI is not only one for only for CSC, and for the big data even from the medical usage, there are a lot of use cases for the big data, as well as for the social media marketing or social media analysis, and for the e-commerce, and also for the geo information system. I mean the GIS we called as a. So everything is comes under the big data, and blockchain technology is a emerging technology which is comes under the Web 3.0. So through the blockchain we can able to give our transactions in a very secure manner. So then there is no kind of any centralized system, so we can completely go for the decentralization. And drones, yeah, drone is nowadays the drone is cannot be only the operated by only by the pilot, drone pilot. It can be operated directly through the justly from the artificial intelligence, and through the computer vision the drone is operating. So it autonomous drones also available. Now the 3D printing. So the 3D printing is something whether we want to printing is the real time objects. How can we make it? So that's kind of the 3D printing. And robotics. The robotics is a technology which whatever the man is doing and a physical work, the robots can do it with a very very minimum intelligence. So that's called a kind of the robotics. And for the 5G, nowadays probably in India there are many cities they have already come with the 5G. So there is a huge opportunity for the 5G technology, especially in India, because so far we have adopted only the 4G technologies, all the IoT technologies. And yes, very very essential one is low Earth orbitary satellites, with this small satellite and satellite, which is no need of launching the satellite is that much height. We can actually soft launch the satellite within just a 2 kilometer or 3 kilometer. I mean, even though the Google is planning launching the satellite in a balloon form, so they will be launching the satellite for the internet services or any kind of the services. Then no need of going with the atmosphere and all. They will launch from just a tower, but it won't. It will be at as a satellite. So these are the emerging technologies. But even more, we have a lot of emerging technologies, and I can excuse me. So I can one by one I can make it as a very specific thing, which is the Internet of Things will be a very good having a very good future, because every object in the world is connected to the any one of the IP address, maybe the IP4 or IP6, any one or every object will be connected to the Internet of Things, like a chair or bench or anything in the world will be connected futurely. I mean, for future aspects it will be connected, every object will be in Internet of Things. And virtual reality, through the virtual reality we can able to see and we can able to feel we are somewhere else. And AI, so these are the main emerging technologies for 2026. I'm just projecting it. So what are the emerging technologies for the next year? So VR and AI and programmatic advertisement, that means that's completely based on our search history and based on our customization. The top brands actually want to invert into the data. So they need only data, nothing else. So the data science technologies and the data analytic and the data forecasting. So these are the things that comes under the this category. And finally the customer services. So you can take it. Nowadays, now the customer services, no one is calling as a human. So the customer service, there is a recorded voice, and even now we should not press 1 and 2. That is also if you tell one or whatever the reply yes or no, based on that it will be going for the next iteration. So the emerging technologies, lot of things are completely automated, and with respect from the IoT, VR, AI, and also the programmatic advertising, and also the customer services. So I am just showcasing you what are the typical workstation or industry side, how the industry is transforming from the industry 4.0 to 5.0. So now it's actually the transform is happening. You can see any industry nowadays, even though for software employees, they are doing the job from work from home, because the complete automation software is there in a cloud server, and they can separate the work, and then they can do it. No need of direct meeting. Everything by scheduled by online, then they can do it. The same way for the industry 4.0. I mean, industry 4.0 to 5.0. Industry 4.0 is completely based on the virtualization. So we should not go directly in person. We can directly, we can indirectly connect with our network, and then we can do it. Now the industry 5.0, the era of the industry 5.0. Any idea what is industry 5.0? Shall I expect some answers from you? I'm sorry. Industry 5.0, shall I expect some answers from the comment box? Industry 5.0, any idea? Okay, so I will give the actual definition. See, nowadays, for any product, especially with the products like for our just general usage of the products, that is manufacturing, and then it will deliver through the e-commerce, and then we can getting it, and then we are using it. But industry 5.0 is a different. First of all, we have to see we have to design the product in our user end. From our user end, we have to design the product, and then we can color it. As a user, the end user, we are just design the product, and then we can color it, and then only from the design we just order with the design, and after that only the production will be going to start. So that is the industry 5.0. So completely industry 5.0 is completely autonomous and completely it's optimized based on the user needs. There won't be a website for category for categories a list of the products. So hereafter there won't be a list of the categories of the products. So there will be a software, a tool. You can design your product according to your wish. Let's say, for example, shoe. The Nike has launched one website. You can design your own shoe based on your size and the color and everything. There is a tool, you can do it, and after that you can post it to the order, and maybe within 24 hours or within 48 hours they will deliver it, because after your order only the industry will be working without any human. So it will be taking the order, and then it will do the 3D printing or any kind of assembly, and after that it will deliver your product through the e-commerce. So that's one of the agenda for industry 5.0. So here there is a huge opportunity for the computer vision, which is the first of all sensing the product. What is the name of the product and sensing it, and IoT sensors for the supply chain management, and smart packing, and unmanned truck. So the truck will be completely unmanned. It will be controlled by the sensors and also the camera. And copet is actually a robot which can be do the automation based on the needs from the large to small scale. Then the robots, so the packing, as well as the unmanned aerial vehicle for for monitoring the company, as well as the security purpose. And for industry augmented reality, there is no need of any screen. We can just wear one specs like this, and from the specs itself we can able to see the complete visualization of the company, whether any boiler having any temperature issue. No need of any dashboard, no need of any mobile phone. From our specs itself, from the glass, we call it as a head mounted display. From there itself we can have it. So industry 5.0 having all the number of applications whichever we can do it for our research. So why I am doing for this, I have given the industry 5.0, because industry 5.0 even for the healthcare will be completely automated and completely remote. There no need of visiting a doctor to the home, or we should not visit the doctor to the hospital. I mean, we can wear the healthcare devices, which is the sensors. From the sensors, it will give the directly to the data to the doctor, and doctor will see to it, and then he will prescribe the medicine according to our needs. So this is what is going to happen for industry 5.0. So there is a lot of potential for doing the research. If research is made good, then we can do for the patent and also for the production. Yes. And yes, so now I just want to go through what is the difference between innovation and invention. So probably you know right already. So innovation is the something, if you have some idea and we can share the idea, and then even though if you are writing the idea in our research paper, that is comes under the innovation only if it is a research paper and only it is in a paper, that's it. But invention is something like we have to do the prototype of it, whether we can do the patent or whether it can be applicable for the commercial device. So a product that comes under the invention. So it's a simple, we already know that what is the difference between innovation and invention, but first of all we have to concentrate on the innovation, so then only we can go for the invention. So for that only this slide. And the transformations from the descriptive innovation and the transformational innovation and core innovations and also adjacent innovations. So these are the 4 domains are there for in case of the technology, architecture and deployment choices. For example, I can take one technology, the technology called a drone. Whether the drone is the descriptive innovations or transformative innovation. See, for example, the drone, if we are using the simple drone for our day-to-day application, just like for a toy, so that is simple, innovation. That's a, maybe the descriptive innovation. So once the drone is using for some other purpose, let's say, for example, the drone is using for the new, for delivering the any kind of the product. So if it is the innovation, drone, only the 4 wheels it is flying, that's a drone, that's a descriptive technology. Then that can be using for some other purpose for the agriculture or delivering something. That will be the make as a transformational innovation. That will be the comes under the products and services. Now the core innovation is so if we are just innovate many things, why only we have to use the 4 wheels? Why can't we use the only 2 wheels? So that is the core innovation. We just improve the continuous improvement on it, then we can make it. Then finally adjacent innovations. So why can't we can make it this maybe a very smaller scale, in case of the very tiny drones, which can be the size of the bee, or it can be a large drones which the 4 or 5 members can accommodate, just like an aircraft. So that's the adjacent innovations. That's completely we have to make a very new level of transformations. So that comes under the adjacent innovations. So any category, any kind of the category for any technology, we can work it for the new kind of the research. Now the 4 types of the innovations. So now we know that there is a basic research, which is the journals and conferences and everything. Actually we are doing for the basic research, which is that is needed. So that is a research for the fundamental for any kind of the research. So from this, how actually we can make it for the the disruptive innovation. So disruptive innovation means how whatever the concept, whatever the ideology, and whatever the ideas, how we can make it for the simple kind of the prototype. So that how we can do it. Then finally we can move the sustaining innovations, which is how to make that thing into the overall, as a user, how the user can use it. So a new idea, for example, the idea is launching a augmented reality glass as a contact lens. That is the innovation. That's the basic research. Everything is on a paper. But next one, how to do the simple prototype. The simple prototype should not be the same size as our thinking. So that can be a very big type model. That's called a descriptive innovation. And then how to make the testing. So testing with the real people and testing with the real the scenarios, how we can make the sustainable innovation. Then finally, how to make it a breakthrough innovation. That means how actually the technology, whatever our basic research has done, how to make it for the exact commercialization. So I'm just not talking about the augmented reality or those things. So even from the network, how the first generation of the network, how the second generation, third generation, everything this comes under this 4 cycle only. So initially they have launched, they just thought about the network, simple protocol, maybe the LAN connection or whatever, and after that they will come for the MAN or WAN, and after that they will become the internet with within the city, and after that it's a completely world wide web. So it comes under the 4 type of innovations. Maybe you can call it as a electrical say vehicle, or even though for a petrol vehicle after before 100 or 150 years ago, and whatever the new technology comes now, it has to crash through these 4 kind of the levels. So next one, we have to apply whichever the new process, any kind of the process or any kind of the new initiative, we have to apply the design thinking. So design thinking nowadays, there are a lot of colleges is offering the design thinking as one of the subject, which is the mandatory for second and third year students. So through the design thinking, we have to think, as a part of, as a thinking is as a end user. So as a end user, what is your thinking? What is your thinking about the product? So that means the emphasize, and emphasize means, okay, if it is like this product, and whether it can be useful or not. For example, the just like one water bottle. The water bottle is a very good technology. So because each one cannot take their water in a water bottle or any time. So they cannot keep on those things. So they can carry the water at any time. So they just buy it and then they can use it. That's the emphasis. So whenever we have a thirsty, we need the water, but we cannot carry the water from our home. So we just buy the water bottle as a plastic bottle when we can consume it. So that's the emphasis from the point of the user. They are thinking it, and after that it's ideation, then the prototype and testing. Again, there is a different level of iteration will be there. So that's the design thinking. So there are 3 kind of the solution we can make it for the design thinking. One is the first of all understand the problem, which is the discovering and discover the new ideas and define it initiative. I mean, define the new kind of the initiative and design the right solution, which is to develop and deliver, to develop the divergent solution and deliver the convergent solution. So these are the things for the making a very good product that will be sustainable. So why I am using the sustainable, because the sustainable is the word in especially in this era of the in 2000 after 2025, even beyond the 2020-30 also, whatever the product we are actually launching or we are actually manufacturing it, that should be a sustainable product. So it's very much needed because each and everything should be recycled. Each and everything should not consume that much any kind of the much raw materials. So we can take it from the basic engineering to medical or any kind of the technology. We have to use that much very credible of the very limited resource, how we can make the good product. So that's the solution. And the companies, I mean, why I'm going from the research to the business, because the business is the only way to make a research much effective way. Because marketing research, there is a very big business market is there, and from the customer feedback we can do the marketing research. There is very good number of papers we can publish it, and this is the the number of ways we can do it. One is the first example, which is what is the incremental process. So whatever the process is already doing it, we can do increment. I mean, we can add some values and then we can process it initially, and then we can test with the user. Okay, so that's the community inputs. And also whatever the products, actually we have to document it. So from the documents, after the collaborative works, then the continuous improvement will be there. This is for any research. So this kind of the 5 avenues we have to go through. So one is maybe you can start with anything. You can directly go with the collaboration and the inputs from the user, or whatever the results actually you are producing it, and continuous improvement, and again documentation, and then you can do the incremental process. So any kind of the cycle or any kind of the method, you can start and end, but you have to cover all those 5. So whatever the research actually you are taking it, You can do this 5. You can, if you want also, you can do the just screenshot of this page and then check with all your results, whatever the papers or patents are actually you are going to publish it. So this is what the how. Now the case studies, I'm going to through 3 or more case studies. Very first one is the Uber case study. See, for example, if you don't have the smartphone with the GPS, the Uber won't be in our mobile. So very fundamental thing is whatever the software innovation, it comes before actually the hardware is emerged. So after the hardware, like the hardware, like the GPS and also the sensors and also everything is comes in the mobile. After that only the Uber can be installed. So first of all, we have to think whatever the new technology or whatever the new application, we have to think whether it can be accessed with anyone. So then only we can able to think about the new technology. So the Uber is launched, Uber or Zomato or whatever the mobile apps actually right now we are having in our mobile. So before itself, they have to test it with all the mobiles, then only it is possible. Now WhatsApp for business, we know, right? The WhatsApp is we are using for daily, but WhatsApp for business, have you noticed it? Even for the order, just like a order from the restaurant itself, they are using WhatsApp for business. So it's a completely customized. We are using the not only the human inputs, we are using the chatbots. Now the chatbots actually you can designing by using the WhatsApp. So you can design the chatbots. For example, whatever you are whatever the customer is typing, according to the type, it will replay the answer also. So that's for the WhatsApp for business they are using it. That's completely for NLP, natural language processing. And next one is the data analytics, which is the Netflix. So how the audience is observing, what is the audience understanding, and what is the personalized view experience, what is the continue, what they are seeing daily, what is the time they are watching it, and this comes under the data driven insights. And finally, the Netflix is given as a rental model. Initially they have started with the rental model, and then finally they have launched the streaming platform. So the transition from the DVD rentals to the streaming platform. So this is the transition. So whatever the nowadays, whatever actually we are watching it, even though from the Google also, so whatever we are watching it, according to that, it will make the customized pattern, and from the pattern it will predict it, and then it will recommend our movies. So the same way, even the Google is working for the e-commerce store, and Amazon is also working with that. And even though whatever the video actually we are watching the YouTube, that is also recommending. And whatever you are studying in any kind of the learning platform, that is also recommend the next content. And like any product or anything which is comes under the data driven approach. Now the strategy I just want to discuss from the 2022 to 2030. Yes, there is a. I'm just taking only with the EV scenario because this conference is a multidisciplinary conference. The EV is the better for making with the sustainable thing, as well as for the emerging technologies like automation and battery management, also for the renewable energy. So this is the thing. The cost can be increased. Yes, the cost can be completely increased in 2030. All the products nowadays, whatever we are using it, and a fuel supply and EVs reach EV can be the equal number of number of users will be there. And even though in 2030 we have urban and highways and rural, and everyone there will be going for a EV and electrical vehicle. Nowadays only the urban and highways will be there in 2025 to 27. So there are a lot of innovation we can make it. As a chemical, if you have someone is a chemical engineer, you just contribute for the battery technologies, which is very minimum usage of the power. And I mean, how to can withstand the lot of energy within the battery, that is we can do it. And for the electrical and various like computer science or these people, actually we can work it for the automized electrical vehicle. And any other for mechanical we have to working with the structure of the vehicle, and there are many opportunities are there for other domains. So the next one is in the descriptive technology. I just want to discuss about my one of the research is called the brain computer interface. The market of the brain-computer interface is about 16.7% from US market alone. So nowadays, you might be knowing the Elon Musk has introduced the brain-computer interface device, which is actually he is introduced by inside of the brain. There is a tab, and then they are using it. But no need, only with the from the outer layer of the brain, only in the forehead also we can take it. So this is one of my research paper. My research paper is about the bio-inspired learning style chatbot inventory using brain-computer interface. You can just see, and then I have discussed many things about the brain-computer interface. That's IEEE paper only. So we have everyone having we have our own unique learning style. So some people learn morning, some people learn evening, some people doesn't learn also. But anyway, whatever the learning style, according to the just the likes and dislikes of the learning style, they can able to observe it. Whenever they are observing it, we can just tap their brain waves, and from the brain waves we can able to see that whether they are really liking it or not, the content, Coursera or edX or whatever the content, whether they are really liking or not. And based on that, whatever the liking pattern, and then we can generate the other type of the content, and then we can deliver to it. So that is the research is about. So, and also for the video games, why I'm taking this here in this platform, in this conference. See, hereafter in this young crowd, normally the 13 to 15 or whatever the teenage crowd, so they will become 20 or 30 plus, and after 5 years, so they are always in the mindset of playing games. So how actually we can make them to study or make them to do the research? It is not possible, because they will be always playing the games. So how we can do the game based learning, so that they will be also making interest, and we also making some good impact on the learning. So there is a very good projects and proposals. Even the government of India also asking for the very good proposals from the game technology. So you can based on your own domain, you can just describe this, how we can make the games for the learning. So maybe equation, how we can learning the equation by gaming, how we can learn the chemical, or how can we learn the physics by gaming. So the very good number of proposals, nearly from 10 lakhs to 1 crore of rupees, the very good proposals are the government of India. Even for DST proposals are there. So you can just think about it, how we can make the video games or kind of the gamification for the learning. So yes, the future is completely based on our thought process. So this is a simple technology. It can be tapping our brain waves. Based on the brain waves, it will be generate the images. See, for example, this one of the device, it is actually tapping our brain waves. The brain waves is actually alpha, beta, gamma. There are so many brain waves are there. From that brain waves, it is taking the inputs, and from the input, it will be generate the image. For example, I'm just thinking about if I am there in the hill station, so how I feel. So I'm just thinking about the hill station. So if I think about the hill station in a virtual reality camera, the hill station will be appear, because there is a threshold. Whenever I was in hill station, there will be inputs. It will taking from my brain, so that the pattern and my thinking of the hill station will be matched, and according to that, the images will be generated. So that's the future. Actually, it is a non-invasive technology. Without any operation in the brain, we can take it from outside of the skull. So I just concluded, because I am going to answer with a lot of questions. Probably I have given many technologies. So my very first question, now only, this is my second question. Whether the technology or business, which one is important? I just start with the question, and then I will switch off my screen, the presentation. So whether the technology or business, which one is important? There are nearly 18 people around, also with me.
Both are important, sir.
Both are important, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Nice. In particularly, if anyone particularly.
As of now, technology ranks first in my preference, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, good.
Because
Yeah.
everything is towards AI, right?
Hmm. Okay. Any other answers? Business. Biologists are given to business. Okay.
Without technology, how can the business go?
Okay, sir. That is your input, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other answers? Just to you can select only any one answer, right? Whether technology or business. That's it. Okay. So I will give a small story. Um, Not that much big story. See, for example, if you one small shop, the shop is hardly only 10 people will visit the shop. Whether there any technology is needed, no need of any technology. We just do everything by just handwritten notes, or only by doing no need of calci also. If 100 people will be coming for a single day, then we need a calci. If the 1,000 people are coming per day for a shop, then we need a computer. So if we are 10,000 people are coming, we need to expand the business through the scanner, and then that will be working. So, and if the complete the store will be going for online, then we can need a website, and also we need a cloud server to host it. And if we are any threatened from the hackers, we need to set up with the hacking server, which should not anyone can should not threat, I mean, anyone should not hack our own server. And if we want to extend our cloud server also, we have to make our flexible cloud basis system. So whatever I am telling is, first of all, we need a business. So according to that only the technology will be helpful. Am I right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So nowadays, as a academicians, maybe industry persons also may be attending here. So we are not concentrating, I mean, completely with the business. We are just focusing on the technology. We just focus on the process of the technology only. So please, my talk is only the conclusion is about, first of all, see the business point of view and how we can make the commercial product, and from this point of view we can able to do it any kind of the technology. So technology may change, the clients may change, the process of the business won't be changed. Okay. So this is the only message I want to share this wonderful conference. And any other doubts in the any kind of the technology, please let me know. So I'm closely working with IoT and cloud, and also the augmented reality and virtual reality, as well as the metaverse platform. I'm closely working with that. I have almost 35 papers now. I'm publishing it, and 13 patents I have so far published, and 2 as granted. So now we can start with any questions.
So you
Especially
said,
with yes, sir.
Dr. Rajkumar,
Yes, sir.
I have a question. So you said in 5.0 pattern, we need
Yes,
to design,
yes,
and
sir.
how far it is going to be compatible with the industry, how it will be welcomed by the industry,
Yes,
because the present business is whatever they produce, they design, they advertise, people purchase. So
yeah,
now, based on whatever is available, people are
yeah,
purchasing.
yes.
So in that case, whether that will be welcomed by the industry, or how it is going to happen.
Okay, sir. So, for example, sir, the subscribe modes. For example, we are maybe the Airtel user or whatever the user. We already done with the customized pattern of our buying it, right? So whatever the plan we need it, according to that, actually we are buying it. There are so many options. We are buying it, and one more thing. For example, if you visit for the nowadays, if you visit for the two-wheeler or four-wheeler shops, especially for the showrooms, I just visit the Royal Enfield. I want to take a bullet, but the problem is I didn't see any bullet in the, in the big shop. It is surprised. Everything they have one small, system. Sir, tell me what the color you want, and they will pick the color. And sir, tell me what kind of design. Okay. And sir, tell sir what kind of accessories. Yes, these accessories. So, is it okay? Yes, fine. Okay, sir, I will order the bullet now. They said. And actually, after that order only, the engine number, the chassis number of the engine in front of me only, it was assigned, and then it will go for the process of the production line. Can you get it, sir?
Yeah. I can understand.
So that's a completely my choice, and also my color and my kind of the everything is from my input only. They are designed is from the 3D model. They completely designed the bullet, and from that order, whatever the order, and from the now only the thesis and the chassis number of the engine is assigned, and then it will go, and then after 1 week it will deliver to my home. Okay, so this is the in e-commerce store also, even some of the e-commerce store they have opened for the t-shirts. For the t-shirt we can design our logo, and then we can order it, and then the t-shirt will be delivered.
Yeah.
Now initially they have started like this small things, sir. And Nike also they have started with the Nike model will be there, but the color and everything we have to give it, and according to that they will be delivered the product. That's a very user friendly and very easy to use, that kind of the platform they are working on it.
Yeah, if it goes
Actually, yes, sir.
100%, it is completely beneficial to the customers.
Customers as well as there won't be any wastage.
Yeah.
This is a sustainable product, because
Yeah.
after the order only, after the payment received only, they are doing for the manufacturing. So that kind of the business opportunities are there.
So no loss on either side.
Yes.
Whether market as well as marketing person as well as
And
the
also
receiving
for the
person.
research also is very good domain, sir.
Yeah.
So for taking the customer feedback, and then we can initiate a new kind of the product. So that is also very good research based product.
Yeah. Anyway, the new designs are basically introduced based on the customer's requirement only, no. So in that case,
Yes, sir. Completely from the customer, customized requirement.
Yeah. You're right.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So any more questions from delegates? Kindly ask.
Maybe a research point. I'm just making a product and a business purpose. Sir, actually, one of the speaker is speaking, but I couldn't hear, sir. Can you?
Dr. Balamuralidharan, kindly unmute your mic.
Yes, sir, please.
Professor, unmute and talk.
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Sir, any question from Dr. Balamuralidharan? No, still your voice is not audible.
Sir, now audible, sir?
Yes, now audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, already 4.0, industry 4.0, lot of papers published, sir.
Okay, nice, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
sir,
Super, sir. Then 5.0, sir, are you planning, sir?
Yeah, no, sir. My field is entirely different. But I know that.
Okay, sir.
Let it start with Dr. Rajkumar. What is there?
We can do, sir, collaboration.
Yeah.
The conference is only for the collaboration, right?
Definitely.
The
Yes,
statistical
definitely
part we will do, sir. Statistical part. Analysis part only we will do. SVM, random forest, random walk. That type of final analysis only we will do.
Okay, sir. There is a lot of opportunity for that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because see a 3D model, sir, for example, we want to produce a 3D model, we have to give the many inputs as a 3D models. Okay, real-time images. From the real-time images, after that we have to make the statistical analysis, and after that there is a very best model, which one is as a result, then only we have to adopt for that. So the traditional statistical model will be going to use for the generative AI. So it's a very good opportunity, sir, for statistical analysis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a
The
data.
new kind of the way of music production and the
This is
new
one
image.
of the data analysis. Data
Yes,
analytics.
yes, yes, yes.
Madam Geeta, madam, any question, madam? Geeta, madam.
Sir, no, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar, for the excellent presentation. And we have learnt many new things, and I hope the researchers would have been very much benefited, and it has made them to think about the future technology and business. Thank you very much for coming over to our platform and delivering a very good talk with a lot of inputs from science, technology to management. Even medicine.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about brain interface, computer interface. Really, it was very interesting. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Right now, I'm in one of the other conferences. I'm in actually the VIP room.
Yes, yes. We understand. We understand.
Support
So you
center.
cannot move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
thanks for the opportunity, sir. I'm really giving a priority to you and also
yeah.
this conference, sir. And thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity, sir. Yeah,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Rajkumar. Thank
yeah.
you. So let us thank Dr. Rajkumar, and let us continue the program. Sir, has the session chair joined?
Ma'am, Geeta, madam.
Dr. Geeta Manogaran. She is
Yes,
the
sir.
session chair, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Yes,
Madam,
sir.
kindly take over, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. So,
How are
good
you,
afternoon,
madam?
all. Yeah, I'm doing fine, sir. How about you?
Okay. Fine, fine, madam. Thank you,
Fine,
madam.
sir. Fine, sir. Good.
So in this session, there are about 6 papers.
Yes, sir.
I
From
so
A007 to A002 also.
yeah.
Mm.
Participants can type your abstract number so that madam can call you, and you can present your paper. Participants, kindly type your abstract numbers.
Sindhura, madam. Sindhura, madam. Welcome, madam.
Present, sir.
Okay, madam. Ma'am, also the another chairperson, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome,
Hello,
madam.
ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, the A10 is ready. A010, A008. Uh, any more? Any more is there for
Requesting all the
presentation?
participants to keep your presentations ready.
Madam, you can invite A008, I think, madam.
Yes, sir. Participant A008, please share your PPT.
Participant A008, Subhoti Moitra, are you present?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, am I audible?
Yeah, you're
Yes,
audible.
you're audible. Start the presentation.
So, ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Subhati Moitra from the Department of Computer Applications at Techno College, Hubli in West Bengal, India. So, today I will be presenting my research work on the forecasting maximum and minimum temperature based on the various machine learning algorithms and their performance analysis. So the basic aim of this research is to explore the various use of machine learning algorithms in predicting the weather patterns, specifically focusing on the daily maximum and minimum temperatures. By leveraging on the historical weather data, we aim to provide a more accurate forecasting model that could be more beneficial towards the meteorological departments and the general public in common. So,
If
uh,
possible, kindly make it slideshow.
uh, oh,
Slideshow. Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
is
Go.
it?
Yes, yes.
So these will be the contents for my presentation today, where I will be starting with the objectives and the scope of the research, then followed by a detailed description of the data that have been used here. Then we will dive into the methodology, including the steps for the data exploration and pre-processing. Next, I will discuss the training of the models that have been used here and the comparison of their accuracies. Okay, so I will move into the next slide. So, ma'am, this is the objectives and the scope. So, see, the objectives of this research are two-folded. Firstly, we aim to study the effectiveness of various machine learning algorithms in accurately predicting the maximum and minimum temperatures of a day based on the weather data from the past 2 consecutive days. This involves analyzing the historical weather patterns to forecast the future temperatures with a great precision. Secondly, we seek to raise an awareness about the potential of using machine learning in weather forecasting. Accurate weather forecasting are essential for our agriculture, disaster management, and daily planning. So, by improving the accuracy of temperature predictions, we can significantly enhance these sectors. And the scope of this research is also quite broad. It includes developing applications and softwares that can provide accurate temperature predictions, thereby assisting the meteorologists and the weathermen in making more precise forecasts. These applications can be particularly useful in regions where the weather conditions are volatile and traditional forecasting methods may not be as effective. So this is the detailed data description. So these are the features or the attributes that have been used for both the training and the testing purposes. So the temp max, this attribute is contains the maximum temperature of the current day, and this is one of our main primary target attribute. The temp mean, this is also another one of our target attribute, and this contains the minimum temperature of the current day. And the third one is the temp mean lag one. Okay, so this helps in understanding the trend from the previous day. And temp mean lag 2, this shows the minimum temperature of the previous day. And the temp max lag 2, this gives a further historical perspective of the maximum temperature of the day before the previous day. And temp mean lag 2 also does the same for the minimum temperature. Then we have the rain max lag 1. This is the rainfall parameter, because rainfall can also affect the temperature. So we thought this very useful and we used it here. The rain mean lag 2, this is also the rainfall parameter for the day before the previous day. Then we have this wind max lag 1. This contains the wind speed of the maximum wind speed of the previous day, and the wind mean lag 2 contains the minimum wind speed for the day before the previous day. Then we have the RH max lag 1. This contains the relative humidity of the previous day, and RH mean lag 2. This contains the relative humidity of the day before the previous day. So now coming to the methodology. Okay, so first we did the data exploration. So here this was the initial step that involved thoroughly exploring the dataset to uncover the patterns and insights. We analyze the data, the distributions and the correlations between the variables and any anomalies that might exist in our data. This helps in understanding the data better and forming the hypothesis for the model building. Then we have this data pre-processing. So the data pre-processing is also very crucial for ensuring the quality of the data. we identified that there was certain divide by zero values in both the training and the test datasets that were replaced with the null values, and then these null values were further removed to prevent them from negatively affecting the model's performance. Then cleaning the data also ensures that our model are trained on accurate and reliable informations. Then we have the training and the testing of the various models. So we train several machine learning models in the pre-processed data with the pre-processed data, and the models were trained with a portion of the data, and the testing was done on a separate data set that have been taken from the actual data that we gathered. Then we have the performance evaluation. So here the mean absolute error or the MAE, the mean squared error, the MAC, and the root mean squared error were calculated, which help to evaluate the performance of the various machine learning models. And then we compared the different machine learning models for gaining deep insight into that which model performs better for which forecasting task. So here is the data pre-processing. As I have discussed previously, that there were certain divide by zero values which were replaced with the null, and then the null value were removed. So the original data set, the original training data set contained actually 1465 data points, and after cleaning it reduced to 1429 for the training set. And in the testing data set there were actually 365 data, and after clearing the null values it got reduced to 362. So we can say that we used 1429 data for testing and 362 for training. 1429 for training and 362 for testing. And these are the different machine learning models that we employed. The first one is a random forest regressor. So this is an ensemble method that uses multiple decision trees to improve the predictive accuracy and control the overfitting. Second, we use the support vector regression. So this is a regression technique that uses the support vector machines to predict continuous values. Then we use the k-neighbors regressor. This is a simple instance-based learning algorithm that predicts the value based on the closest training examples. Then